Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a special New Year's Eve edition of Mine, Your Fucking Business with Jeffrey Krensman.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Well, now it's afternoon.
We have had a massive technical delay. Normally, we tape this on Tuesday mornings, and normally we go on at about, I would say, 10 o'clock. We were actually today all set to go on at 9:30, and then all heck broke loose with the internet. So
can't win.
Yeah, we cannot at all. So thank you for tuning in, as always, to the Mind Your Puckin' Business podcast, coming to you, as always, from the beautiful studios of Undefeated Media here in Bergen County, New Jersey, where we have new internet. We are massively delayed. I feel like I'm back to traveling for work with the word delay, just sitting here looking around, like sitting on a tarmac. But here we go. And on the Spanish dial today, it is episode number 19 of the program, number 19 of the show. And thank you, as always, for your support. And you can always find us at any time or contact us at any time via our email, which is mypbshow@gmail.com, which always comes across the screen. When I say that, it's magic. And you can hear us on YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify, and a bunch of other places. You can always find us if you're looking for us. So how was, now that Christmas is out of the way, and we're almost on 2020. All right, Christmas was good?
Christmas was good,
Yeah.
No complaints.
Now, here's the $1 million question I have for you. And I didn't ask you this in the 7 hours you and I have already been together today waiting for the internet to be fixed. The $1 million question is, did Santa Claus put you on the naughty list or the nice list? Where did you end up? Now that Santa had to decide.
I would say the nice list because, I like get-togethers. I like, whatever we spend the holidays, but I feel like this holiday was good to, relax and get away from things. And I had a nice little.
It's called reality.
I got some, not alone time, but I got some. It wasn't a hectic, crazy holiday, so I'm going to take that as a win.
That is a win. I would, especially the circumstances we live in. That is a win. Well, I am glad your Christmas was good.
How about you?
My Christmas was good. It was low key. We what did we do? Christmas Eve here was a little bit warmer weather than what we're accustomed to this time of year. So we went on a family hike, or the plan. Well, you'll love this. Actually, so we go on a family hike, and I said to my son, because the place we were going was near Chick-fil-A, so we had kind of positioned it to the kids to get them into it. Hey, you can bring lunch on the hike if we go.
Nice.
So my daughter wanted nothing to do with Chick-fil-A, brought her own thing. We went to Chick-fil-A for my son. The drive-through line was only about 15 minutes, which is a win. And we got to the place that we wanted to go hiking, and it turned out we probably went hiking for about 15 minutes because they got tired. So we never really made it to a trail per se. That was the plan. That will come maybe in the spring.
So you drove to the hike trail, parking lot, ate the Chick-fil-A in your car, and then left.
Yeah, we did. We ate in the car, and then we went out. We did like a 15-minute walk at most.
Did you eat before the hike?
Yes, we ate.
That was your first mistake.
Yeah, we should have used it as incentive.
Yeah. Well, not only that, when you eat, all the blood rushes to your stomach. You get tired and sluggish. And
rookie mistake.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be better next time. Should we go hiking again? But Christmas was good, and other than that, it was fine. And we go on to New Year's. So we're going to start today. And you said that it is a New Year's Eve episode, so I feel like.
Did I put a little pressure on you?
No, you didn't put pressure on me at all. And I'm fine with the pressure. I just feel like we should make it a happy show then, a jolly show. All right, here's the end of 2020, but we're not going to start with a happy topic at all.
Okay, so did I mess up your schedule?
No, not at all. You and I don't go over stuff for the show anyway, so no, not at all. So a couple weeks ago, as you are the hockey expert here on the program, or actually, no, this was actually back in October. This was probably episode Siete or Ocho or something along those lines.
See?
We talked about Henrik Lundqvist and how he was leaving. The Rangers had decided to let him leave and head to the Washington Capitals and end his run on Broadway. Well, as we now get close to the NHL season, I guess what has happened here is, as Henrik Lundqvist is a new player on the Washington Capitals, they correctly so did extensive physicals and all this stuff, to get a player cleared to play. And it turned out that they found out that he had some heart issues that, thank God, never manifested to be a problem, but he's had them his whole life and it's just been undetected. Now, we could get into how the Rangers never caught it, but there's really no reason to do that. And now he is scheduled, and he announced this yesterday, for open heart surgery to get an aortic valve replacement, an aortic root, and ascending aortic replacement. And whatever that is we wish him all the best, because his career might be over. It is an awful way to go out. And now, on these athletes where we always talk about they're on the field or on their ice performance, we are now sending our wishes and not even talking about on the ice. It's more serious than that, and we're now going off the ice.
Before that, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he just diagnosed with like something else?
He had gotten word a couple weeks ago that there was a heart issue and he was going to sit out the year. That was all we had heard. He was going to take the year off. We didn't know anything beyond that. And then yesterday he took to his Instagram page and posted that. So we certainly send, above anything else we ever talk about on the show and the stupidity that we do sometimes, we wish him all the best and a happy and healthy recovery. And we're with you, Henrik Lundqvist, as is every Ranger fan and every NHL fan out there as well. So now that you took I got the kind of,
get that out of the way.
I got that out of the way. Now we can shift to our other stuff, right? Are we good now?
I mean, I know the other stuff we're talking. I know a couple of the other things we're going to talk about. And not that happy either, but okay.
Well, some of it, yeah. A few of them are not. But again, I feel like you and I are roommates. I mean, I've been in the studio now. How many hours? I would be gone by now. Normally, we'd be done.
Yeah.
And here I am. I mean, it's like
this is what happens after 11.
I tell you, I don't know. I've never been here this late. Past my bedtime. So the NHL, we're going to start there, and we'll do the usual football stuff in a little bit. But the NHL, we're going to start here. We talked about last week with the What the Puck podcast crew, and we thank them again for coming on. Good guys. They'll be back on the show at some point. But we talked about last week with them how the NHL announced that they're going to come back. And in the past week since we've been on with you last, the schedules have come out. The NHL season will start for some teams on January 13th, which is a Wednesday. The Rangers will, I mean, if this is not the best birthday gift for me, start on my birthday, January 14th. They knew. I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure it's exact. You know what? Either they knew it was my birthday or they knew it was LL Cool J's birthday that day. It's one of the two.
Share a birthday with LL Cool J?
Yeah, but you know what? I do. But if you Google like my birthday, there's not a lot of famous people. Like a lot of people have a lot of people on your birthday. It's me and LL Cool J.
Nice.
That's it. So, so the NHL comes back. The Rangers start January 14th versus the Islanders, and the way that this works, and we talked a little bit about it last week with our guest, is that the Eastern Division now, which is going to be a little bit different, the Rangers really will only play 7 teams, and they will play them all 8 times. So 7 times 8 is a 56-game season, and they will play the Buffalo Sabres, the Boston Bruins, the New York Islanders, the New Jersey Devils, the Philadelphia Flyers, the Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Washington Capitals. This is, without question, the hardest division now in this realignment coronavirus year. So we will do, and you and I talked about this off the air, not again in the 6 hours I've been here today, but you and I have talked about, we will do a Ranger preview show. A couple people have asked if we were going to do it. I wasn't sure, but we are. So what we will do in the next, and it'll have to be in the next 2 weeks really, is we will run with our regularly weekly Mind Your Puck and Business podcast, where we do a lot of NFL this time of year, but we will do a separate show, and I will line up some guests. I have some people who have asked to come on, and now I feel bad because I got to make decisions on who's going to be on and who's not.
Well, I mean, without putting pressure, and we can bring on, we can like remote people too, Well,
that's what that is what we'll do. Well, obviously, no one's coming.
We have a lot of capabilities.
We do now with the new Wi-Fi, man. I mean,
yeah, possibilities are endless.
I tell you, look out, watch out, world. No, so we will do a separate Ranger preview show here at some point in the next 2 weeks. Probably in 2 weeks, I'll put together some stuff. We'll get some guests on, and we will preview this upcoming season. And thankfully, I think as people are learning here in the Northeast, which is where we tape the show from, we are kind of in an indoor kind of world right now with the weather not being nice and everything going on with coronavirus. So it is going to be very good to have hockey back. And if you are a hockey fan, not just of the Rangers, of any of the 31 teams for that matter, you will notice on your team schedule there are a lot of games. There's 56 games in a less than 3.5 month span. So you're going to get a lot of hockey to watch on TV, and we wish you the best of luck, whatever team you are, but we will focus on the Ranger preview show coming up.
Nice.
You ready for that?
Oh, yeah. Do you have an extra jersey I can borrow?
I've got plenty I could give you, but well, I do. We'll see. We may have you, we could have you like moderate the show as like, what would you call like the Tom Brokaw of the show?
So like I had to stay like neutral.
Yeah, and you could.
But it's the Rangers only show. How are you? There's maybe people would bring on people who are against the Rangers.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, there's plenty of people I know that would love to do that because they're not Ranger fans.
We could have a debate.
But I'm saying you could be like the moderator, like Chuck Todd meet the
I'll
press.
wear a black suit.
Yeah, no, you should wear a tux. This is a black tie event, the Ranger preview show. So stay tuned for that. That will be.
Do you have a blacked out Rangers jersey?
I'll see what I can find.
Right.
I'll see. I don't think so, but I'll see.
All right.
I do have a lot
or
of
white out. Either way.
Yes, I definitely could make that happen for you.
Nice.
So stay tuned.
I'm excited.
Yeah, not next week. I think it probably won't be next week. My guess is we'll tape that show probably the beginning of the week when the season starts, the week of January 11th. But we'll get back to you next week with an update on that.
I'm not trying to ruin your transitions here.
Mm-hmm.
This might actually help.
Okay.
Today I was actually debating on wearing my Jets jersey today.
Well, you know what? If you wore it and then the internet went down, we would have just blamed you wearing a Jets jersey.
I was debating on wearing my Darnold jersey because, Sam's the quarterback now.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. We will shift there in a couple minutes, and there is nothing positive to say in that direction. I mean, I don't even know what to tell you.
But yeah, I was literally about to wear my Jets jersey because I knew you get a kick out of it, and because there's no chance we're not having Sam now. It's pretty much Sam. We're rolling with Sam.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I don't. As I look at the Jet stuff that's coming across my screen right now, I don't even know what to tell you. So. Anyway, we are going to shift gears to the NFL, and we'll try and stick with a happier tone before we do the Sam Darnold stuff, because we are going to get there. I mean, it's hard to not, especially being in the New York market, to not cover this story. But in any event, so we go into now week 17. Mm-hmm. I say this a lot on the show, and it's true that nothing goes faster than the NFL season. There is no season of sports. Baseball, to me, which is 162 days, the dog days of summer, takes forever. By the time you get to the end of the season, I'm like, I've already had enough. I don't really need the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Football, on the other hand, you get to the end of it, and it's like, okay, how are we here already? And yet, here we are at week 17. So let's start here when it comes to football. I'm going to go on a little fantasy thing because it involves me and you, and we'll go back to the somber tone, if you will. We talked about last week, or no, it was 2 weeks ago, that my season ended because Ben Roethlisberger on the Pittsburgh Steelers threw an interception at the end of the game as time expired. Well, not as time expired, in his last possession. I was winning. It was -2. I subtract 2 from my points. I lost by 1.5, and we were done. Typical. I mean, I wouldn't really say that it was a shock to me. Mm-hmm. So anyway, now we stand here, and you last week had a situation. Why don't you fill us on what happened with you?
Similar situation. Keenan Allen didn't perform for me. Kamara almost had it for me. I just needed 1 point. But long story short, I lost by 0.3.
Okay.
0.3 to make it to the championship.
Make it to the championship. All right. So let me set this up correctly for everybody. So I lost in the quarterfinals. You lost in the semifinals. Mm-hmm. So if you had won last week, which you should have. By
0.3, I should have. Kamara had nothing. Akers didn't perform. Keenan Allen did nothing. He was injured. Okay.
So you would have been in the finals this week.
Easily.
Right, easily. Now, myself, I lost 2 weeks ago in the quarterfinals. I, on that hand, followed last week in the semifinals in my league, which, again, I wasn't in. And I said, okay, if I had won this game, if Big Ben didn't throw this interception, this is who I would have played in the semifinals. So I saw that, and I would have won. So you and I both would have been in the Super Bowl this past weekend.
Yes.
If the craziest nonsense didn't happen to us both. Right. Okay. Now, there is one player.
Yes.
One player that you and I on these teams.
We both have the same player?
Yes, and we know who we're going to. Which is why I'm going to bring it up.
I hate this guy now.
Yeah. We each had a running back that
Yes.
would have been in our lineup this weekend by the name of Alvin Kamara
Yes.
of the New Orleans Saints,
Yes.
who on Christmas Day played against the Minnesota Vikings. Now, if you follow football, you know what happened. Alvin Kamara set a record and had how many touchdowns on Friday?
6 touchdowns.
6 touchdowns.
6.
So in
He
our
had one last week.
in our Super Bowl matchup, in the most important week of the year, the one week you need to win, and you have the most pressure on you.
Yeah.
We each would have had someone that had 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Would have been crazy. And if you spent your Christmas Day watching that game, which you would have because there's not a lot going on and your guy is playing, you would have been watching this game being like, oh my God, he has 2 touchdowns. Wait, now he has 3. Now he has, I mean, you would have just been beside yourself.
Yeah.
Now I looked because again, I can follow the bracket and see who I would have played. I would have won. Now the person I played had a good week also, but I had a better week because you can see, I saw the score. I would have won. I would have walked in here today and I would have been Super Bowl champion. You, on the other hand, what would have happened with yours?
So the only thing I could have done differently is Keenan Allen was, hurt, but like there was game time decision. I could have subbed him out for Slayton on the Giants and had like an extra point, which with that extra
Would you have
point,
won?
I would have won that week.
And you would have been Super Bowl champion.
I think I texted someone about that question and they told me to play Allen.
Yeah. I don't know who he was actually. Well,
it was the right move.
It was the right move.
Because Keenan Allen injured is better than any of my other wide receivers.
Correct.
And Slayton had like 5 points.
Yeah, Slayton didn't blow it up either. So, So for us both, if this crucial or not crucial, crushing end of our season, fluke for both cases, this morning we would have done our New Year's Eve episode. Would have been with like a trophy.
Yeah.
Now I have to give props to the guy that won our league because he's a good friend of mine, and I would have played him in. Again, he's the guy I would have played. Crazed Dogs is the team, and he ended up winning the whole thing. And he had started the league, started the season rather, not very well. His team, I believe, started 1-4 if I remember, and ended up winning. So I'm going to pull up his roster because if we preach fantasy football on the show, we should teach people what a championship roster looks like because I wouldn't know, right? and neither would you. So let's pull up his roster and we can see what he would. Now again, he scored 160.9 this week. My team scored 175.18. So I would have won by 15 if not for that. But so here's his team right off the dot. His quarterback is Josh Allen, who is great. He's got Derrick Henry. He's got David Montgomery, who was awful in the first half of the year, and now he's amazing. Every weekend he's scoring. So he's got 2 really good running backs. He's got Adam Thielen as wide receiver, Cooper Kupp. He's got a very good team. Deserves to win for sure. And actually, he has Julio Jones who's been out. So he has Kittle at tight end. He drafted very well, and James Conner on the bench. He's a very deep team. So sometimes I think when teams win fantasy, they're deserving of it. His team is deserving of it. This is the best team. I think he actually, if I look, led the league in points during the year, which doesn't usually happen. I feel, let's see. He did not, but not by much. But he had a very good year and a good team. So we congratulate Crazed Dogs. That is who I would like to be today to know what it is
like.
Can
I congratulate?
Sure.
Let's pull up this. I'm not going to congratulate. I'm going to rip.
Go ahead.
So this week, the championship final was Dusty Ketchup. Tony, my buddy Tony, he goes by the name of Dusty Ketchup, 124 points.
Ooh, not a good week for Super Bowl.
Not a good week for Super Bowl. My points, 176.55. Smash. The next closest was, I can't say this name on the air, but my buddy Austin with 146 points. So hands down, destroyed everyone in the league. And let's just pull up his team right here. All right, so the champion of my league, Aaron Rodgers, DeAndre Hopkins, Kupp from the Rams, Henry from the running back from Tennessee. So not a bad team. Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell hasn't done anything.
No.
Waller from Vegas,
who is probably the next up and coming tight end in the league.
Yes. So a decent team, but nothing, no numbers stand out. Aaron Rodgers had 36. Nothing stand out. So in my book, I don't know how you feel about this. In my book, I am the fantasy football champion.
You know what? I'll give it to you. If it makes you feel better,
It makes me feel great.
if it makes you feel better, I will hand that to you. So congratulations. Most fantasy leagues out there are now over. Most leagues do not go to week 17. So if your league ended this weekend and you have a champion next to your name now, congratulations. And good luck next year defending it. Now you got to defend it. Once you have it, you got to defend it. So congratulations to all the fantasy people out there. Next year on the show in the summer, God willing, we're both still here, and the Wi-Fi is working. I have a guy who is really a brilliant fantasy guy. He's actually, I know him through my other business, and he is like a genius with fantasy. He's always in Super Bowls. I don't understand. I'm like, I don't know what you do that the average person doesn't. Mm-hmm. He's going to come on, and I think we're going to do like a preseason kind of thing in August before everyone has their drafts, where we will do kind of like a special with him, and he'll tell us who to pick and who's underrated and all that and who to avoid.
So I struck a nerve because now all the boys are tuning in and they're all commenting. And that's Anthony right there. That's Tony. He goes, yeah, that dude got smacked this year, being sarcastic. But yeah, Tony, you're not the champion.
Well, I like that they're watching the program, but I just feel bad that they are getting smoked. But that's all Dougie. That's all Dougie Sticks. Nothing I can do on that. So on to other NFL stuff. So, okay, here's your good news. You want to know the good?
Yep, we're back.
We're back.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, we're good.
Kambuka. All right, so here's the good news section of the show today.
Okay.
If you want the good news, here we go.
Give it to me.
We went into this week as a reminder. We were going, yeah, he knows. He knows this.
He already knows
what it's flip phone. We went into the show and we were, we were going into week 16. So we were
7-7.
We were 7-7. We were 8-7. Yes, we were 8-7 going into week 16. And we said, we need one more winning week. Let's see. So we're working here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're good. Yeah. We have one more winning week to get to where we needed to be, to clinch a winning season. And we got it. So we are now 9-7, meaning that if you followed us since the first week and you listened and you did what we said, you would be up money.
You made money.
There's no other way around it.
We're just giving out money, man.
We are. Now, I do get a little bit freaked out. I want to be honest for a minute, not because I don't know what's going on with the internet as I look on the screen here.
So don't go by that, by the way.
Okay.
Behind the scenes, guys. There's this TV right here. It's frozen. Don't go by that.
Yeah,
we're good here.
All right. I whatever Dougie's doing. The pressure's been on us to deliver because I don't want someone to listen to our advice and then Yeah. Can we just add to it?
We're still live. Yeah.
All right. We good?
I think we're good. Let's double check this. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
We're back if you're with us.
Yeah, we're back.
I mean, we have been talking about how the internet is a little bit
a
spotty
nightmare
here today.
It wasn't a hectic, crazy holiday, so I'm going to take that as
That's the beginning.
So let's see. Dougie Sticks is checking the
It
technical
says we're live.
the technical staff here.
All right, we'll just disconnect. We'll end it and then start a new one, part 2.
Okay.
And then I'll connect it all together.